Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JD, and we are going to continue our daily stock market insights. And in the first video, I had to cut it short. I was able to talk about Vito. If you also would like to find out my insights around it, I will put the link down in the description, so you can also check that out. In the meantime, as promised in that video, I am going to continue with the most trending stocks as well as your requested stocks. And thank you so much for continuously supporting Miss JD. So if this is your first time to watch her video, I'm inviting you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. And also, please don't forget to hit the like. That way, Google will, or YouTube will start to recognize our channel and our mission here. So this is our way of paying it forward because I myself learned the stock market, everything on my own through this channel, through this portal, YouTube. So I'm really glad that we now have a lot of people creating content to inform everyone, to educate more Filipinos about the stock market. So more to come. We're just around 1 to 2% of the population being aware of the market. So the more people who will be engaged, who will start to invest in the stock market, the healthier it becomes. And now to continue, I have here the most trending ones, and later on I'll also discuss the other stocks that you guys have requested. All right. So first, I'm done with Dito. Let's continue with JFC. JFC had a solid run today with a 4.99% increase in the price. Imagine that. And although we are very near a possible resistance, in the short term, some might be taking profit, but guess what? Today, no one took profit. Interesting. Some would be doing that on a Friday, but interestingly, it was very bullish. So let's see by Monday if the sentiment is still the same. In fact, if I am to look at it, let's say put it on a weekly chart, this is just starting to trigger the upper band. We have been doing a sideways here, and that's on a weekly chart, right? So every candlestick is worth 1 week. For how many months we've been doing sideways? So imagine the potential of this stock. So let us say it will not reach the peak right here. Even halfway would already mean, let's say it reaches up to that level. That's a good 34%. And in the bank, you wouldn't get that, right? So I'm thinking in the next 1 to 2 months, we could even go back to that level if we will continue to open. And I was out yesterday. There are a lot of businesses now operating, so that's a good sign. The market is slowly recovering. So we gotta help, guys. We gotta take action. When we go out, we have to protect ourselves so that the COVID will plateau and start to decline. In the meantime, more to come. More to come for JFC. So if in the short term, right? I'm plotting 181.84 as a possible resistance in the short term. Okay, but if the price starts much higher than a 180 level or 181, it's an area, so around that. So if the price starts around 182, for instance, and most of the action happens to the upside, then of course we have a breakout right there. Okay, we are going to have a breakout. So this is your previous support, and also had a resistance right there. So if you are going to break that, you will potentially create a brand new level now. Your previous resistance can now become your support, something to this effect. Okay, so it will create a higher high and a higher low. So it's up to you if you'd like to also consider JFC, but definitely a very bullish stock at the moment. SM also had a resistance very near Although what I can see at the moment for SM is this is already for me a sign of rejection at the area where you have let me just plot that over here. I hope it's clear. There. Okay, so this price level that you have here, the 991.97 area or 992, that was the resistance. Okay, if you are to look to the left, you had this resistance over here, and with us ending the candlestick with a wick right now, then there is a big possibility that you might have some more profit taking. People are just taking profit. It's just normal. But if you are also profitable already, I suggest you can also lock in some profit, and when it dips around 935.55 or 936, you can just re-enter, right? Or if it drops even further down, 900 level, then you can go ahead. But I just feel like this is just a slight fluctuation. So anywhere from 935 to 970 for me is already just okay. It's a very okay level at this point. But the nearer you are to the forecasted 935.55, the better. That's the nearest support I'm looking at. The next stock is AGI, which is your request. AGI, wow, nice breakout. So I'd say this has successfully broken our previous resistance. Your previous resistance was right here. It actually created some consolidation here, but where can we find the nearest one? So I think it'll continue to rally to the upside for this stock. The next resistance that I see is 979. But just in case, price will fluctuate because this is a good 8.72% increase in just a day. So a fluctuation from 7.68 to 860 is a good haggle. Maybe that is also a possibility given that we are at the overbought area. But with most of the stocks in the index being so bullish, we really have no control over this. If then on Monday you will have another bull run, then it's your choice, but be extra careful if you are just trading it. For traders, this is already a bit high, okay, but just in case it gives you a chance in between 768 to 860, that's still fine. But if you are a long-term investor, look at that. Look at the potential to here. Okay. So try to first reflect on what your objective is while you're entering the market. Because in the short term, we could already be at the overbought level, but in the long term, mid to long term, time frame, we're still in an okay level. But really, best to wait, okay? Because I know it will not just go all the way up. There will be slight fluctuation in the market, in the Philippine market. An 8.72% increase is a significant increase. So you might have sideways here first with long wicks, like what happened in JFC. See that there are long wicks up and down. So maybe it could create something like this. So first AGI, you might also experience that. So just haggle for a few pesos or cents right there. Okay, but overall, it's still at a healthy level. Next one is GTCAP. So there was some profit taking. So this is what I was referring to. Sometimes if the market is really bullish, there will just be one day of a breather and then it recovers right away. So for me, this is still very bullish at this point. People who are profitable have probably exited and just took profit and on to the next stock. That's the mentality of a trader. They don't really stay in a stock for a long time. For mid to long term, For instance, a position trader, which is my profile, I could stay in a stock for even weeks, months if needed. Okay, so 435.78 or 436 for me is still an okay level. It is still a good area to start buying some more. This is a very, very cheap level. Imagine how much it dropped. Oh my gosh. Imagine that. It even reached as far as 1,400 level. And we're just right here at the 400 area. So again, this is one. This stock also offers continuous dividend payouts. And if you're able to get it at a cheaper level, and then in the succeeding months, it will continue to rise in value plus the dividend. So that is a good catch. Okay, so let's see how frequent this one gives out. June. Okay, so once a year. 3 pesos. Is that it? It's not consistent though. This one gave out twice last year. Probably twice each year. Okay, but definitely imagine that. Good entry level with a dividend, best combination. GTCAP. Next is SMC. SMC. Okay. So there was a comment in my first video. So the question was if we are now officially awake for SMC. I'd say yes. This is already a sign of recovery. We will see most likely we'll have some more bullish movements in the coming days. There will be slight fluctuation. It's normal, but overall sentiment of the market is this stock is now recovering. And if you are just trading it, probably lock in some profit around. And if you may have entered right here, you can lock in some profit around 110, and then after that it's really going to be a nice bull run. Wow, I'd suggest stay a little longer. It's just the beginning. From a constricted band, it's just starting to push the price higher. And you also have some dividend release. October 30th is the schedule. Okay, so make sure, so X date is already done. So that means those people who have been in the stock since then, expect for the dividend to be released by the 30th. Okay, so that is your, it's really, it's good setup, I'd say. Still at a cheap level for me. Okay, so 105.13. In fact, 106 is already fine. That's a good haggle already. We will have, I see some more bullish movements here. Next one is PLC. This is the stock that, no, this is a different one. Q3 earnings is a decline by 141%. So I think it'll continue to drop for now, and probably let's observe what happens around 0.3255, around that level, 0.3248. So just haggle for a few cents, but definitely this is still doing sideways. Imagine that over here, still doing sideways. So see if you can catch it right there, or you can do a GTC order, so you don't really have to watch it every single time, and you know for a fact that you're only ready to take action when the price hits that level. So in COL you can also set that up. FLI also doing sideways with some dividend schedules. Yeah, okay, still a good level to start accumulating, guys. Still very good entry. 0.95, 0.96, or even a current price right now, you can already start entering right there. We're still not in the oversold overbought level, but we are higher than 50. So that means momentum is picking up. Momentum is present. So in fact, the previous day, it even reached as high as 1 peso level. It just dropped. And so this is a good time to catch it. Okay, so for the most trending stocks, we stopped right at SM, right? Next is BDO. Let me just organize the sequence. For BDO, looks like we are creating a brand new support, which is very nice. Looks like it, right? There's a support built right here and one over here. The reason why I'm saying that is I see this on the second day starting right at the same level. So just in case, I see it pushing the price some more. Volume is still high, super. Okay, and a foreign buying present. So even though this is at the overbought level, if it drops, I think it will just drop up to 95.76 or 95 area. And just another opportunity for you to add more volume. But definitely this bottom over here, this is it. We've stayed here for a long time and we've touched it so many times, just confirming it as a strong support right there. So we are just about to enter a bullish period for BDO. URC. Let us take a look at URC. For URC, we are also triggering the upper band, which is nice. Although one area we have to observe is this key level, because if you look to the left, this price level is whenever that level is hit, a rejection is taking place. But before you even take profit, observe first, see if a red candlestick is formed right at the area, like this one over here. See that? A red candlestick comes out. So you ended with a bullish candlestick, and then there was a gap down that happened. That was it. That was already your cue. So if you are going to have the same scene by Monday, so there might be a slight fluctuation, probably around 138. That could be your next possible draw. Okay, but definitely we are just beginning to continue moving higher. But this stock has been technically moving uptrend in the past how many months now. It is still respecting that key level over there. Do you see that? Each time it drops significantly, it is still within the uptrend channel. So for me, I'd say 137.78, 138. That is still an okay price. Still very bullish. 47.77 is the foreign buying that happened today. So still good. ALI, nice. 5th day straight of green candlestick. So let us see if on Monday people will be taking profit. But I do hope that we start higher than 33.95. If we do, we have a breakout play there. Because at the moment it is sitting at the resistance area. This is a resistance over here. This one too is a resistance. So try to observe. If you see a red candlestick formed by Monday and you are already profitable, go ahead, take profit. Wherever you feel you're happy, then you can lock in some profit. If you want to exit everything, go ahead, check it out too. If you see that red candlestick coming out right there, that's your cue, because we really cannot tell. We could also have a breakout on Monday. BPI, good thing it recovered right away. So this is just traders locking in their profit. So we had recovered right away. I'm thinking it will also create some flag pattern in the coming days. If we will continue to drop around the 73 area, it might create a uh, uh, what do you call that kind of lag pattern, descending. There's a descending triangle. If it will form something like this, so that's something to really closely monitor. It's a flag pattern, and it could it depends. Yeah, if it goes beyond that line, then you have a breakout. Otherwise, if this support breaks down, your next stop could be 68.97. Around that, see that there's some bounce that has been happening right here. But if it drops, how much is that? Oh, that's a 5%. Okay, so just know your objective while you're getting in, because if this encounters a breakdown, then next possible drop could be around that area. But if you want, you can wait for it to break out of this downtrend resistance and see if it breaks out of that, then that's a much healthier area to start buying. Probably if it goes higher than 74.40, that's your cue. Okay, hopefully it starts around that area and then pushes the price higher. Next one, it's SMPH. Wow, SMPH, this is a breakout, but let's be super sure. One whole candlestick ending outside of 33.95 is a good confirmation that indeed we have successfully broken out of that resistance. Okay, where do you see the resistance? Screen to the left, this area over here, and this area over here. So you might have some sideways first before it continues to move up. I'd rather see that. I want to see something like that than you have a very steep climb and then drops big time. That's not an ideal scene. A steady climb like this one, once in a while you have some reds and greens combined. That's an accumulation stage. So at least here, if it accumulates first, then the traders can get out, then long-term investors start to enter, and then it will push the price higher. The next one is MWIDE. This is your request. MWIDE is still trying to consolidate. Do you see that? Price area of 742. Each time it touches that level, there's a sideways movement. So let's see. There, you see that? Strong sideways movement, and then here's your potential over here. Big potential. We're now sitting at a 742, and at one point it even reached as high as 23, 24 level. So a good haggle for all of us. So look at that, 742 is your support. MBT is approaching a resistance, you guys. Also, we are in the oversold level, so I just say there's a big chance that we might have some slight dips in the coming days. And if you can be a little patient, you can wait for it to drop around 39.84 first and enter before you before you enter 39.84 or even close to 40. Lock it in at 40. That should be a much better entry. But so far we're very near a resistance. There's a resistance formed last June around 42.89. So I'm thinking it will stabilize first, and if we break out of that, then you have a breakout play. But between that and let's see, Wow, there is still momentum. So the previous resistance compared to the current resistance, the current resistance is still high up there with foreign buying. So maybe what you can do, so observe, right? The best approach probably is you trade by end of day. At least you already have a clear 80% of the picture right there. So observe if it will break the 42.89. So your condition is it has to break the resistance first before you can enter. Or if it's giving us some signs of weakness, catch it very, very near your MA20 line. Anyway, it's just a few pesos and it's really near. Okay, so that's your probably your condition, the condition that you can set. Enter near support, which is around 40, or wait for it to break out. So which route would you like to take? The best way to do that, wait for it around end of day, then you enter. MAC, and for MAC is also, yeah, I think there's still some room for increase right here. 571 is the resistance, next resistance that I see. Okay, we broke out of this previous resistance. This is your previous resistance, 510, and now we're at 540. How many percent left before it reaches the next resistance? That's 6%. So hopefully you have already entered from way below here, so that let me see, this is a 36% increase. Okay, so if you want, just wait for it to drop right around 510, because if you're going to enter from here, it's only 6%. But this is still my support. I consider this as a support because that's the nearest one. Just making some provisions in case a price goes up and down with some wicks in some of the days. Good if you can do that. You can catch it at a lower price. Okay. SECB and Meralco. SECB, okay, there was some profit taking. Good job for those people who may have catched, who may have entered right here. 94.93. That was a good catch. And now you're up by almost 4%. So I'm thinking we now have a brand new support for this stock. This is it, 97. That's your brand new support now, and still you're at a healthy level. Look at that. So really, I've been saying this in my previous videos. Well, the others in the past few months, they've been very worried and scared to invest. For those people like what we did, we had the courage and the guts to enter the market while the rest are scared because price is going down or we're just moving sideways. I just trusted the psychology right there. That after a significant drop right here, you will just have some consolidation first, and then what's next? There will be recovery, and we're just beginning to do that. We're entering that phase, so it's just right. So if you have not entered right here, it's not yet too late. Your timing is in fact perfect. You did not have to worry for a long period of time being in sideways. But then again, some people may have already entered at a lower price, like this level or this level, but overall, still at a healthy level. So, just if you are a beginner, enter stocks that are probably part of the index that has solid fundamentals. That's the safest route. 97 for me is the support if the market gives us a chance for the stock to drop a little bit. That's a good buy. Let's check out Meralco. Meralco is currently seated at a resistance area in the short term. So I'm thinking try to haggle first. Probably enter very near your MA20 line. I think there's a big chance that it will still revisit that key level, 282.56. Because we're already at the resistance area. But then again, like what I mentioned, if the price goes beyond that line, higher than 295, then you have a breakout, which is also a good setup. Wait for a breakout or wait for a pullback. There's no one secret formula here. There's 1,000 approaches and you can still be profitable. One thing you need to, of course, conquer is taking action because you were highly emotional. Emotional because of probably the hype. So it's really best that we understand the technicals so that whatever they say, you have your own justification why you are taking action on a stock. So at this point, if I'm to just quickly rephrase that, Meralco is seated at a resistance. This is a doji that we have for today. So there might be some more dips. And if it drops, probably you can wait around 282.56 because that's the nearest support that we see at the moment. At the same time, it's at the MA20 line. So yeah, however, if it goes higher than 295 and most of the action goes up right there, you might now see some higher highs and a higher low, which are key components of an uptrend. And do we have an uptrend? I strongly believe we are currently entering an uptrend. Actually, since July, we've been entering an uptrend. Okay, so there you have it. That's part 2 for today. I am so glad I was able to record at a very early time. It's just 4:54 my time here. And yeah, because I'm on leave. So it's really nice. Even though I'm just at home, I enjoy reading, studying charts, and I hope I can record some more. So go ahead and drop a comment if your stock has not been reviewed yet. I'd love to review some more if you would like to request one. Don't forget to like, okay? In the meantime, thank you and bye-bye.